Welcome to the October review, and we start the month on a good footing because we have an aspect between Venus and Jupiter which brings joy and happiness, and this is in your 9th house. Venus is in the house of Jupiter, so this is a time when you can really try something new, something exciting, something that you wouldn't normally go for. Then on the 3rd, Mercury turns direct. Mercury's been retrograde for 3 weeks, so now is a time that your perception will start to come back. Things will become a lot clearer. Things may have felt a little bit muddled and unclear in the past, but certainly finances will start to pick up now, and it's a good time to look at what you do have already. Make use of your resources, and then also there's a possibility of a loan coming your way. Now we also have an aspect to Pluto on the 6th, so this is a time to look at any deep issues that have come up over the last few weeks and see where you maybe need to either let go of things or make some transformations. On the 7th, we have an aspect between the Sun and Chiron. Chiron is the healing planet. It's in your 3rd house, so it's a good time to heal any past hurts or insecurities regarding communication. Then on the 9th we have our full moon. The full moon's in Aries. This is quite a hot-headed full moon. This is a time when you can really get things done, and it's in your 3rd house, so it's a time to deal with the mundane, the paperwork, the emails, get those all sorted over the next week or so. Also we have Mars making an aspect to Neptune in the house of finance, so it's a good time to evaluate your finances again. Look at where you can make savings and gains, and look at where you can budget properly for the future. This month we have the Sun, we have Venus and we have Mercury all very close together, so they'll be doing acting out the same aspects as we go along. And we have this on the 10th when Venus makes that opposition to Chiron. This time it's good to look at any fears or insecurities within relationships, maybe fears of rejection or fears of abandonment, and maybe possessiveness. So look at those and see where you can heal those fears. Then the following day we have the Sun making an aspect to Saturn. Saturn's in your 1st house, so this is a time to organise yourself, be disciplined, get things done, get things sorted, and maximise your resources. Then on the following day we have Mercury making that same aspect to Jupiter. So again, optimistic day. It's good for signing documents, it's good for doing paperwork, and it's a very optimistic day. On the 13th, it's just one of those days where you're going about your daily business and through your routines, and you come across people that just put your back up. They're trying to get one over on you for really no reason at all, so just try and minimise any conflict there. Then on the following day we have Venus making that aspect to Saturn, so again it's a chance to discuss and try and work things out within the relationships if there are any issues. It's a good time for discussing and being realistic about things. And then Venus makes that same aspect of the Black Moon Lilith on the 15th, so again a day that you may have a little bit of a power struggle within relationships. On the 17th we have 10 days of really positive energy. We start off with the Sun and Venus making aspects to Mars, and this is going to heighten your creativity. Mars is in that 5th house, so it's a great time to enjoy yourself, to socialise, to be creative, to try new things, and also we have the Sun coming together with Venus. They make a conjunction which lasts for 8 days. Again, this is a good time. It's a time when love is in the air. Around this time you could, if you wish, attract a new relationship. If you're already in a relationship, it's a great time to heighten and deepen the level that you're at. And also it's a great time to be with children as well, because that 5th house rules children, so there could be a lot of activity around children as well. Then we have another aspect. This time it's between the Sun and Venus and Pluto. Now this again will inject power and intensity into this period, and it's a good time to look at things, see where you can make any change, see what you can let go of, see what you can leave behind, so that you can bring in new things. On the 23rd, Mercury makes that aspect to Saturn. So this again is a day for looking at the detail in things and analysing things and making sure that your plan is on target and going to shape up. Then the following day, Mercury has that aspect to the Black Moon Lilith, and it's a time to speak up, speak your truth. It's not a time for hesitation, it's a time for acting. On the 25th we have our solar eclipse. This is happening in Scorpio, so it's a very intense eclipse. And this eclipse belongs to the Saras South 6 series, and is renowned for bringing energy and power into relationships. So it's a good time to tap into this and work alongside someone else. Now the eclipse, when this series was formed in 1049, it had a Mars-Pluto aspect in it, so it's also very forceful, very powerful. So be careful not to force people to do things, and certainly don't go into any dangerous areas, because this Mars-Pluto has an aspect of danger about it as well. And then the other aspect it has is the conjunction between the Sun, the Moon and Venus, so love could be in there as well. There's certainly different sides to this eclipse. If you're not in a relationship, this is an ideal time to use that law of attraction and to attract someone to you, and this could be a long-lasting relationship. Then the other side of this is if you want to use this power within a relationship, you can deepen your bond and you can make it something that's really special. Now, you have to also expect the unexpected, because the eclipse was also born on the midpoint of Uranus and the Moon's North Node. So fated events, things could happen that will change your life. And this is happening all in your 10th house. So this could affect your career, your public standing, and also it could be some long-term changes here that come along over the next few months. Now, with your Venus aspect in there with the Sun, and also that aspect to Mars, it's a great time to deal with authority figures. You can be assertive, but not over the top, and you can really get noticed now and use all your power and energy to forge forward. On the 27th, we have Mercury making two aspects that tie in with the eclipse, because it makes an aspect to Pluto and Mars. So again, this adds power to your communication. Again, don't be too forceful, don't be too aggressive in the way you communicate, but you can really use this to assert yourself now. And it's also good for any kind of paperwork or negotiations. Then on the 29th, we have Neptune making an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith. Now this is a time when you can bring a more spiritual side, a more spiritual awareness into your everyday routines. And then to finish the month, we have Mars going retrograde. Now Mars is going to be retrograde until the middle of the new year in January, and so this is a time when you need to be very mindful of how you control your anger. You don't want to let anger just come out all of a sudden, because it can cause problems. The best thing is to keep a journal of all the things that annoy you during this time, and all the people and all the things you'd like to say but really shouldn't, and then you can read those when Mars goes direct, and you can start to communicate in a more controlled manner and not lose your temper. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in next month because we have another eclipse, this time a total lunar eclipse.